And welcome to episode 128 of 2H Reading Comics. Today, we're going to be taking a look at season 1 of the new Static comic book. Also talk about the Milestone universe, and I think we're doing our shit list. So, shit list me, because YouTube doesn't like cursing in the first 30 seconds for the algorithm. But hey, they don't like us very much anyways. So go ahead and hit subscribe, like, all that fun stuff. Follow us if you're on a podcast platform, and we'll get into the show. And welcome to the best damn book club on the internet. My name's Ryan Talmadge. That's David Crocker. This is 2H Reading Comics, and today we are looking at Static from the Milestone universe.
Woohoo!
No. We were both big fans of the Static show.
Yeah.
Static Shock back in those
Static
days.
Shock. Always came out on
WB for
Kids
Yeah.
with Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon. There was another weird show that came out.
Mucha Lucha. Mega Man was on there.
Don't remember. Was Mega Man the kid that? No,
the blue suit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was that Mega
Cannon
Man?
for an arm. Yeah.
Was that technically a kid?
The one that we watched was like, he was a computer. He would chip in. It was like some type of game, but he would always chip his character in. They go fight like digital crimes and shit. But in other ones, it's like he's a computer program. So it's weird.
Now there was also a weird Japanese show where the kids were not a Japanese show, but it was like I guess we'd call it anime now. Probably called it anime back then. But these three kids were in a school, and they go into the basement, and all three would go into a computer, like almost like a computer.
With a weird pink hair girl.
Maybe
That
like,
was
like all the drawing was really weird.
Like it was anime-ish, and then when they went in the computer system, it was 3D.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's I literally watched the YouTube because I watched that show. That was on Cartoon Network.
Oh, it was.
Yeah, it was like it was after school on Cartoon Network.
I knew it wasn't like Toonami.
It wasn't Toonami,
yeah.
but it was like their 3 o'clock. The teenagers got home from work, school.
Yeah.
What
was that show? It was weird. Like
it was super weird.
Like I saw like some reason it came up on the what you forgot about list, like what you forgot as a kid.
Yeah, no, I keep getting these videos where it's like this random show that you forgot about is weird, and it had the name. I don't remember the name of that show though. Shaolin Showdown was WB
Shaolin
Kidz.
Showdown.
That was fucking lit.
Jackie Chan Adventures.
Jackie Chan. Oh my god, that's an amazing show.
Now was that on Kids or was that Disney?
No, that was WB.
WB.
Yeah,
dude,
WB like for a chunk of our time. The weird part is like it only came on like right when you got home from school, and then like Saturday morning, earlier than I was waking up.
So I would beg my dad many a times to like hold off making me mow grass at like he'd want to start like 8 o'clock.
Yeah, before
and I'd be like, please just make it to 9 so I can watch either Jackie Chan, one or two
Jackie
more
so
kids,
cool.
like one of the kid shows, and I'd be like, please just 9 o'clock. And he's like, all right, it's gonna be hot as a motherfucker. He's like, okay, and I didn't
have a
understand.
ride mower anymore?
We did.
Yeah, that's that.
But it was weed eating, picking up sticks. I mean, it was everything, all yard work, and it's just like he'd start working, and 9 o'clock I'd go outside. And it's just like yes. Shaolin Showdown. That was
a
one
good show
where they would get
objects with magical ability
and give them powers and shit. Right. That show was cool. Now the Jackie Chan with all the talismans. I found this thing years ago, like a year or so ago. Mm-hmm. It's like when you have stupid money, and it's like a hard like stone, metal, like and jewel, not real jewels, but like actual jewels.
Did they have the thing? Was it shaped like the dragon?
It was in
you
the
put
dragon.
it in there.
It was in the dragon, and I was just sitting there. I was like, didn't give a price, didn't give where to go. And
was it Shaolin Showdown or Jackie Chan? That once they got, I think it was Jackie Chan. They went basically they did the same shit over again. Once they got done with the talisman story arc, they went to these evil masks, and it was just a different big bad.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because like when they first did it, it was the dude in the drag. Like he was in the stone, had to put him all in the stone.
Yeah.
He broke out. Then he became a human.
Yeah.
Then they went and searched for him again.
Yeah. But there was like some evil lady that had to do with the masks.
Yeah. And like even the dragon dude hated her, and like Jackie and the dragon. Oh, the big bad, like the big evil dude joined Grandpa. He became the good guy. Like he became like a good guy.
I struggled with TV times back then.
Yeah. Well, only reason I remember is like I would for some reason
Jackie Chan was on something.
It was on something else because
no, it was streaming on something. I want to say like right when I got out of college, and I was like, I'm gonna rewatch that shit.
Oh yeah,
and it did not hold up very well.
Yeah, I think we talked about that at the time, and I watched like 2 episodes. I'm like, I can't do it. I can't do it to myself.
About as bad as Power Rangers holding up.
It's like I can't make myself watch it just to like get the full story to then sit there and go, wow, I should.
I tried to do that with the only one that ever worked was Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Yeah, for some reason that show just like I have rewatched
that one. You can watch
many of times over. Sonic the Hedgehog. Remember there was a show or 2 on there.
Wasn't great, I never watched
but
Sonic.
It was on.
Yeah. WB had good ass shows. Mucha Lucha was lit.
In the afternoon, did it come? Did WB come on PBS?
No,
it was actually on Fox, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Whatever channel Fox was on.
Yeah. Whatever became CW, not like ABC Family, but like it was CW, but before it was CW, it was WB Kidz on the CW network. I want to say.
Oh, then that wasn't Fox, and that must have been its own channel.
Yeah, it was Channel 9.
So it wasn't Fox. Like so that wasn't like So like for me, Channel 8 was CBS, Channel 12 was NBC, and Channel 20 was Fox.
Yeah,
and 32 was ABC.
No, it was CW.
Okay, I didn't remember them actually having their own channel. Either way, but
CW
talking about
is
other,
its own channel.
I know now. Okay. I didn't realize. I thought WB for Kids was on like Fox. I don't remember. I just thought it was.
I don't know what. Does Warner Brothers and HBO have a news affiliation?
I think so.
I don't know.
Either way, but on PBS at 2:30 in the afternoon, either 2:30 or 3, would come on Zoom. Whereas these kids, it's like kids versions of MythBusters, and like they would do these weird, wacky science projects and shit, and that was fun. And Cyber Chase was always cool.
That sounds familiar.
Had like a bird that could wind up its tail, all animated.
Don't know that.
Oh. But they'd go back in time, help people out, time would, almost kind of like what Loki did.
Yeah.
Time would be getting corrupted. They go back in time, figure out what was happening, and they would fix it.
No, there was definitely a solid point of our childhood where WB's cartoon lineup could be held up with Cartoon Network, Nickelodeon, and Disney.
At the time, I would say it was definitely above Disney. Well,
yeah.
I don't know. Actually, we start going back to Disney. You've got Sweet Life.
Well, that's not
Hannah
cartoons.
Montana. Oh.
But they had Kim Possible.
Kim Possible, American Dragon.
Dude, must be
I had a huge crush on his girlfriend. On the ninja girl in American Dragon. Blonde chick.
I can't remember. All I can remember is Jake Long's face.
That was a cool show. I enjoyed that. What Phineas and Ferb was kind of after.
Yeah, that was after.
But I remember watching it.
But I knew it was hitting big, but I never watched it.
I mean, the Cartoon Network, you had SpongeBob, Hey Arnold.
That was Nickelodeon.
What did I say?
You said Cartoon Network.
Oh, sorry, Nickelodeon.
Yeah.
Hey Arnold, SpongeBob, Rugrats.
Yeah. Fairly Odd Parents. Jimmy Neutron.
God, dude, you remember the crossover with Jimmy Neutron and Fairly Odd Parents? Oh, that was so awesome. There was another one that was kind of like Jimmy Neutron and Fairly Odd Parents. Rocket Power was fine.
I liked Rocket Power. The Wild Thornberries.
Yeah. What was it? And then Cartoon Network. I mean, you had Tom and Jerry.
And they had like Eddie. The Looney Tunes.
Oh, the
era.
Yeah.
And then they also had Ed, and Eddie. I didn't like it, but Courage the Cowardly Dog.
Dexter's Laboratory.
Yeah.
I was a scaredy
Scooby
cat.
too.
I'm a scaredy cat, and I'm still a scaredy cat. And Courage was like weirdly on that line of like, it's just cool, and then it freaks me out.
Yeah.
And I can't watch it anymore. Like, and I would come back to it.
What's that Mandy one? With
Bill and Mandy? No.
Yeah, that's Billy and Mandy.
Billy and Mandy, yeah.
Yeah.
With the devil.
The Grim Reaper.
Death, yeah.
Yeah. Fuck, I just had an awesome one pop in my head and left. But that was for Disney. No, I know it. The rabbit and the dog trapped in the jungle for is Brandy something.
You literally sparked
for Disney.
Yes,
that's an underrated hit. But back to Cartoon Network, I was thinking about something. Foster's Home.
Foster's Home for Imaginary Kids. TMNT was on Nickelodeon. Foster's Home. I loved Foster's Home.
Codename Kids Next Door.
Fuck yes, dude.
Yeah.
Dude, like, when I realized...
Dude, we had some of the best cartoons.
For some reason, I realized watching the end of Codename.
Uh-huh.
For some reason,
I don't think I ever caught up.
I don't know if I ever caught up or just... Maybe they just played it a bunch of times and I just happened to realize it. But I remember watching it and it was like number one all of a sudden turned into an old man, but he remembered his memories. Like he remembered being a codename because, you know, when they turn teens, they lose it.
Yeah.
Some keep it and they become agents or whatever.
Oh, so I never got to that point.
Number 5's sister became that. She got to stay in, but then she became bad because she realized what they were doing to kids. Either way. Like, he remembered keeping it, and, like, it flashed to him being old, just sitting on his, like, just sitting there, just reminiscing, and he goes, those were great memories, and then the show ends. It was, like, weird. Like, I remember it was, like, it was weird like that. It was just, like, those are great memories, and just.
Oh, fuck, he got out.
Yeah.
That's wild.
I was just like, oh.
Codename,
like, they actually ended that. They actually ended that show, and I was like, oh, motherfucker.
Codename Kids Next Door is, like.
Dude, I had.
That's
big
underrated.
Fantasies. I had big fantasies of like that
Being
show.
a code.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I wanted to be number 34 or something.
What was that one? Was that what was 34?
No, it was just Bo Jackson's
that was just
number.
that was just number you wanted.
Yeah, I hadn't started playing football yet.
Yeah.
I don't think.
Dude, that show was wicked.
Yeah. Fuck, dude, there's so many good ones. But yeah, Static Shock was good. And then anytime he showed up in like the Justice League, and then like the most recent Young Justice, Static's in it a little bit.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That still haven't watched the new seasons of Young Justice. I just can't.
It's okay at best.
Yeah, when you like the whole point of what Young Justice was like
they just
this is awesome, and then all of a sudden then they like ended it and was like, all right, fine. Wish it came back, and then they brought it back, and everybody's like, y'all should just let it die.
Yeah. I don't know how they made it work with Justice League Unlimited. Maybe just because there wasn't ever like very many overarching story arc. Like there wasn't a story arc from the beginning of the show to the end.
Talking about with
Justice League and Justice League Unlimited. But like
kind of like Power Rangers,
when Justice
each
League
episode was its own.
When Justice League went from like the core 5 or 6 to where it's like we have thousands of people.
Well, that was Unlimited, right?
Yeah, Justice League Unlimited. I don't know. It's just like. They only had like 2 or 3 like big, and those were like double episodes or 3 episodes.
They would hit them
be 3 episode story arcs instead of like a season long thing, and so you could focus on individual characters.
Right.
But when you got to Young Justice and they expanded the team, it was like I just spent like a whole season caring about these 5 kids.
Yeah. And
now like half of them aren't here, half of them are doing other shit, and I don't know, like you're adding a bunch of people.
Yeah.
So.
Ben 10. Just thought about that.
Ben 10
on
is
Cartoon
good.
Network.
That was towards the end of my Cartoon Network run.
Yeah, that was definitely at the ending stages.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel you with the Young Justice. It's like when they brought in season 2 and they had that big time jump.
Yeah.
And everybody became like Dick Grayson became Nightwing and everything. It's like, okay,
you
I
had
get
half
it.
the Bat family in there.
Yeah, I get it, but we seem to be getting a little wild.
Yeah.
Like, why did we all just one season just have this crazy time jump?
They're like, fuck it, throw all the sidekicks.
Yeah,
in.
it's like, oh fucking hell.
Why? But no, it's fuck. We had such a good cartoon lineup.
Dude, like,
I don't want to hear about no goddamn Adventure Time or Steven Universe or anything like that.
Dude, I hate it. That must have really come out.
I think that's why we find the younger people so weird.
Like
they had some weird cartoons.
I've seen some of that shit, and it's like it looks like you're on an acid trip.
Yeah.
And I'm sure if like kids like our like whatever we are plus whatever we were when we saw it, like the kids that were above us watching us watch Jackie Chan were probably like, God damn, what acid trip are y'all on?
Yeah. Kind of weird hero's journey do y'all go down every fucking episode?
I'm sure each generational jump, it's that way. But man, I must have really been at the tail end of my cartoon watching phase when Adventure Time came out because I hated every second of that show.
Okay, bro.
I was just like, please go away.
R.I.P. out there to the real cartoons.
Now we're back. Now we're watching anime.
Yeah, I went on a big My Hero dive recently.
Really?
Like I'm all the way.
Start reading.
I'm almost to
watching?
where. Watching.
Oh, okay.
I'm past where I stopped watching because they weren't like making the English dubs fast enough.
Okay.
And so now I'm scared to go look and see how many episodes I got left.
Oh.
So.
You think there's not enough, or you think you're?
Yeah, I just don't want to run.
Oh.
Because then it's gonna be it's hard to find English dubs, and like the companies that do them, I don't know. It's like there's two major, well, not anymore. There were two major like anime streaming sites. It was like Funimation and Crunchyroll.
Yeah.
Funimation was a lot more like they're like, we want to get the English dubs out as quickly as possible. And then Crunchyroll did not give a shit about English dubs.
So they just put the
episodes out with English subtitles.
Ooh.
And Crunchyroll bought Funimation, so.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Holy
hopefully
shit.
they keep
it
dubs
yeah.
department, but I mean, they obviously did not care that much about English dubs before, so.
What's going to make them care about it now?
Yeah. I don't know.
And like all the purists are like, oh, well, you have to listen to it in the original and you have to read. I'm like, I am reading on probably a 9th grade reading level.
Yeah.
There's no way I
cannot
keep
read
up
that
reading
fast
and pay attention to actually what's happening on the screen.
Fuck that.
Like I have a hard time just paying attention when they're talking.
Yeah.
And I'm not doing 6 other things at the same time.
Yeah. English dub all day.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. Milestone Universe has been rebooted. Thank God. There's some good characters.
Apparently, like back in 2008, 19, 18?
No.
Was it
because it was 2021.
Yeah, George.
Obviously, what happened to George Floyd was fucked up. One of the good things to come out of it, though, was the fact that DC. Some people call it a cash grab. Other people say, "Hey, we have these characters. It's about time we do something with them."
It's both. I mean,
representation, you know.
I mean, not to be me, but it was both. I mean, they understood the problems of the world that were happening at the time, and they're like, "Hey, let's jump it."
Yeah.
And then also bringing back like Static Shock. Like, why did that ever die?
Yeah. No, that was. Like I said, you have a whole generation of kids who watched it on WB.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing with fucking John Stewart Green Lantern. Like,
why the hell has he not come back?
You have a whole generation of kids who just started earning their own money.
And you have not brought back John Stewart Green Lantern.
No. And, like, that's my Green Lantern. As much as Hal Jordan is a thing.
Hal Jordan's cool.
John Stewart is my Green
Lantern.
Yeah. And I fuck with Static Shock.
Yeah.
So
I loved Static Shock as a kid. And reading this outside of the protests and police brutality and government overreach, which is everything now in the world.
Yeah.
I kind of forgot how much of a genius he actually was in the show.
Who? Yeah, he was.
Yeah, I knew he was.
For lack of a better time, he was basically Spider-Man, but had static or electric abilities.
I forgot that he was that much of a genius, that brilliant. Do you remember how he got his powers in the show? I don't remember.
It was kind of similar. It obviously wasn't a BLM protest,
of course, right?
But they were like on a freight yard. It was like him and that. I know it was like him and that Frank guy or whatever, Francis
Stone,
went to like go fight on like a dock. They were on like a dock or something, and either the police went to break it up and used some chemical. I don't think that was it.
No,
I think they actually opened one of the containers or something. There was like a big gathering and it was near like a chemical plant or something, and something happened.
And then that irradiated the town.
Yeah.
Or just
the
area.
The vicinity. Yeah.
See, that's what I didn't remember. It's like this, of course, used a protest, and they just launched this chemical gas.
Yeah.
Some people's flesh was literally just melting off of them. Others had superpowers. Others just turned into just half and half. Like, not half and half, the bad way, but just like half mutant, half non, and just couldn't control it.
Do you want to go ahead and credit people now?
Yeah. Yeah. We've got our writers, Vita Ayala, with Reginald Hudland and Greg Pack. We have our artist, Nicholas Draper Ivy, Chris Cross, Denny's Cowan, Bill Sienkiewicz, Ryan Benjamin, Khoi Pham, Khoipham, Jimmy Palmiati, Don Ho, and Scott Hanna. Additional colors, Chris Sotomayor, Will Quintana, Alex Sinclair, and Hi-Fi. And our letterers is And World Design.
Okay.
And that is way too many more. And, of course, created by Static.
Yeah.
Oh. It's called Created by Static? No, I'm sorry. Static created by Dwayne McDuffie, Derek T. Dingle, Dennis Cowan, and Michael Davis.
Okay. Glad
sorry,
you
folks.
could read properly.
Sorry, folks. It's getting late, and I could not read.
Yeah. No. I'm glad they did it though. I think the best argument I ever heard for representation, what somebody said is like, if you don't think representation is important, just remember that you have a hard time watching porn with black guys instead of white guys. I was like, yo, good point. Yup.
Fuck. Oh, Jesus Christ.
I was like, yup, I definitely can't picture myself in that porn if it's a black dude.
Mm-hmm. Well, there's a size problem. That kind of plays a factor in. Quite a large size problem.
Yeah.
Either way, that's when I was reading this, I was like, besides the protest and all that, I was like, chemical gas is what gave him his power? And I couldn't remember that.
It was a chemical gas.
I couldn't remember how we saw the show start.
Yeah. And I don't want to talk about getting the whole police brutality thing, but if there's a potential for gas giving people superpowers, I don't think they're going to give it to police officers.
Yeah.
And I would assume they would not throw that type of gas untested.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know. That was my only blip with this whole thing. It was like,
why are we if
why
y'all had run, all are we using this experimental
why
gas
would you even give it to police officers if it was untested? And then like, you have an idea of what this gas will do if you are trying to make some type of gas.
Yeah. Why is this even
Are you trying to make metahumans? And then why would you give that to the police?
Why would you give it to the police? And then why would it even been used on a civilian population of any kind?
Well, that's...
Again, and then the whole argument of, they, in the world, they don't matter, so who the fuck cares what happens to them? In the story. Like, give them experimental gas so it's used on civilians, it'll be on some protesters we don't care about.
Oh, no, I thought you were saying Black Lives don't matter.
No.
But no, I don't know. It was just like, that's a stretch, but I feel you.
Oh, and I like how the Avius, like the doctor, the head doctor guy, like the head of the program's like,
they're going to blame me.
Yeah, he's like, I don't give a shit what the hell y'all say or what the media says. Y'all are coming after me first.
Yeah.
Like, and he dipped out quick and got powers.
I don't
Now,
blame him.
Is he always in that suit?
I have no idea.
Does he have to
do not know who that guy is.
Does he have to go into that weird portal thing and then come out?
No clue. No clue who that is.
But he just kept like...
If we're following the Spider-Man route, he's going to become a villain. So.
Of course. I mean... But we're also sitting there going, Virgil has his number.
Yeah.
And then...
Because of the internship.
And then he leads Virgil to a secret, facility to get all this gear that then the police just happened to show up to 5 seconds
Well, I
later.
imagine they're watching. He also told the lady at the front desk, hey, my name is this.
Yeah, true that.
Yeah.
Probably as soon as they said he's going into that. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
But I did like, because I'm pretty sure in the show he just built it was just scrap, right? It was just clothes, right? His suit and
Yeah, it was just clothes and then like the manhole cover.
Yeah, manhole cover.
I do like the idea of the
manhole cover.
The magnetic
liquid metal.
Yeah, they can control his electricity.
Now, I would assume that since this was in the doctor's lair, I am sure it's going to come back to bite Virgil in the ass.
Oh yeah.
That whatever this solution is probably a part of the doctor's suit, and the second the doctor gets a hold to it, he'll just take it.
Yeah.
But you didn't really see Virgil use it a lot yet.
No, just
fly
himself around.
Just made a board for himself.
Yeah.
I did like the touch of using the stop sign, trash can lid, and I missed what the third one was for when they went to infiltrate the facility.
Oh, I don't know.
With his, was it Frank? Not Frank. D, the one that's the broadcast, wants to be the broadcaster, and then his
Darius.
two friends. Yeah,
and Richie, and Frida.
And I remember Richie from the show. They played him as like almost like a hippie in the show, right? Kind of just free.
Nah,
or they just play him as kind of like this was.
He would definitely wasn't gay. He eventually got
Richie's
his own superpowers.
D's gay.
No, Richie's gay.
D's gay.
They're both gay.
Oh, really? Oh,
remember when they're coming over to
paint the place,
paint the house? They said something about him getting a girl, and Richie goes, "You know, you're more my type, V."
Yeah, I thought that was just.
And I remember someone making.
I thought that was just I just thought that was banter between the two of them.
I remember someone making a YouTube video. It was like, "They're turning more characters gay." And I'm just like, I'm not worried about Richie. Y'all can have Richie.
Yeah, I mean Richie's Richie, but
just keep Static Shock static, and Richie can do whatever.
Yeah,
the fuck
okay, because he made the comment of, "Well, you got hots for my sister," and then
yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah, he goes, "Oh man, you know you're more my type." And I was just like, I just played it off as like, I mean, dude, you and I say a lot of weird fucking shit to each other.
That's mostly to mess with your wife, though.
It is, though, definitely.
Bro, y'all missed it. So, as we announced, Davis is having a baby.
Woohoo!
And we were at Target today, and his wife was with us. And she said something smart, and I said... Or no, we were in the vitamin aisle.
We were in the vitamin.
She said something smart, and I was just like, Bailey, I appreciate what you're doing for us, carrying this baby for us, but you have to take care of it. And you would have thought I, like, called her a twat or something.
And then we just rolled with it for
Davis
the next 20
jumped
minutes.
in it, and it was just like... And then she was, for some reason, looking at champagne. It was next to the Christmas candy.
Yeah.
I guess it was New Year stuff. I was like, Bailey, we told you can't do that anymore while you're pregnant.
Saying it very loudly.
Yeah. With people in the aisle.
Oh, God, that's fucking hilarious. No,
fun.
she did not buy any champagne.
No.
She's not drinking while having with child.
Yeah.
It's a funny bit.
But yeah, no, that was funny. I forgot what I was going to say.
I don't know. But
oh, yeah, Richie. They can turn Richie, whatever. I don't care.
I mean,
just keep Static cool.
There are some characters like the whole point of the character is the character that was previous. You want to take some characters, fine, but I mean your core ones needed.
Yeah,
just keep them the same.
Just
create another character.
I only really
Miles.
had,
I love the fact that they made Miles. Like
yeah.
that to me is the greatest reason to make your own character.
I only really had 2 hangups with this book. It was the whole thing is like, who's giving chemicals that turn people into superheroes to cops?
Yeah.
Maybe that's my white privilege or whatever. I don't know. I understand police officers abuse power all the time. My other hang up was Francis, a white dude, kept calling Virgil a clearly black dude. Kept saying he wasn't black enough, and I know that's apparently an argument.
Oreo at some point.
Yeah, I know.
Or making Oreo.
Yeah, I don't know. I know that's the big argument in the black community between light skin and dark skin, but that's something white people just should never. And
exactly.
How the fuck do we argue that? Like, how the heck
we're
am
whiter than fucking white?
I know we're lighter skinned than the light skinned black people. So how am I going to go up there and tell you? Yeah,
flip it. At least turn it on.
how are we supposed to tell you that you're not black enough?
Yeah.
That was like the dumbest shit ever. I was like, what?
Like,
I read that. I was just like,
oh yeah, okay. You
Who the
really
fuck?
are. They're really setting this dude up for absolute
well, no, I was just like,
anarchy.
I mean, I know this is where they talk about all the time, especially in corporate, is like, you should have had a black guy in the room before you, or when you pitched this idea. They should have had a white guy in the room for that. It's like,
hey, y'all can
I know I'm not supposed to say shit right now. This is the milestone
You can
pitch
literally
room.
do whatever you want, but
You can make
really
him a bully.
gonna make the white dude say this line?
I was like, oh, no white guy would ever tell a black guy that he is not black enough.
Yeah, it's like, come on now, folks.
Yeah.
So, like, out of all the lines, y'all can have everything else. Just really, we're gonna let the white.
You can
dude
make him
say
a
this.
racist piece
I
of
don't give a
shit.
Yeah, that's even more believable than him calling him like a warrior
I was like,
shit.
That dude's white. He can't. 9 times out of 10, a white guy will never tell a light-skinned guy that he's not black enough.
I've never ever heard a white dude tell anybody that.
No.
Like, oh, you ain't black enough. What?
I've heard other black people say that too.
Yeah,
like, and I'm
all
just
the
like,
time.
wow.
That's bad.
I was like, damn, I didn't know y'all got after each other like that. But yeah, no. Those were like my 2 main things. Everything else about this book I loved.
My only other one was I thought they took the police jumping the gun a little too far. But again,
it's literally off the back of George Floyd.
Really, and then that's the whole thing. It's like, of course, we don't understand all those, all the challenges that do
there's
come
probably
with
like
it.
probably a million occasions of this happening, and we just never hear about most of them.
And like the biggest ones, like when Virgil's stealing the shit. It's like, damn, man, y'all didn't even warn me. Y'all just pulled the trigger immediately. It's like, yeah, that's not right. But at the same time, you are like dropping smoke bombs and shit. It's like,
I don't know.
It's bad. Everybody's causing a bad situation, and the reactors have the power, and it's not pretty. But I'm glad the ending finally. I'm also
glad. I didn't know they did. It's called season 1 because I don't think they want to get tied down to like a monthly release.
Yeah.
But they know they want to do like 6 to 7 issues every year. But I didn't know. I thought they had completely stopped this already, like all the milestone things. I was about to get on here on my shit list and call DC out, because I like legit thought, I was like, oh, they literally just did a cash grab, and they're gonna go back to not using milestone at all.
Yeah.
And but we got confirmation in the back of this book. It is just season 1. They're gonna come. I think gonna try to do like one story arc every year.
I saw season 3.
Season 3?
I think when I was looking
for
this.
It is 2022, so they should have at least season 2 up. So.
When I was looking for this, I am pretty sure I saw a season 3
preview.
Okay,
good. Because another duo, I found out about them in Young Justice towards the end of the season, Icon and Rocket. Yeah, they were in this a little bit.
When they were fighting the drug dealers.
Yeah.
I remember.
I didn't know
her uniform looked. Yeah, I knew their uniforms looked familiar.
It was like her.
I just couldn't put where I saw it.
It was her and Zatanna's. Her and Zatanna came into Young Justice at the end. Yep. And then, like at the beginning of season 2, they were like, "Oh, they got moved up to the Justice League." Everybody else decided to stay back.
I'm gonna have to eat crow.
Mm-hmm.
Currently, there is only 6 issues for Static.
Oh, well,
2021 dash.
Well, they better keep going then. I don't know when it stopped or when it's coming out, but I'm sure we can Google that later. But yeah, no. I also want to see. I didn't know Rocket. You know how much I talk about how much I love the X-Men First Class, Kevin Bacon's character who has like the kinetic energy conversion. That's her power.
That's what that was.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because she said something about taking kinetic energy.
Oh, yeah, she fell. She hit the ground kind of like what Black Panther
and
does
then
with
just
his suit.
Like punched them and took all that ability. And I was like, that's like one of my favorite superpowers ever.
That's pretty cool.
If I couldn't have teleportation, it would easily be that. Just exploding grenades in my hand and shit. Just go poke people.
So, quick search, noob.
Well, DC, you better get on that or you're going to be on a shit list pretty soon.
I mean, it's Static is, it's literally just 2021 dash, so it hasn't stopped. It just also...
They could be on break right now.
just also hasn't continued.
Yeah.
Let's see, when did issue 6 come out? So issue 6 just came out March of this year.
So they could be starting soon. Who knows?
I mean, we're running 8 months and haven't picked up something.
Well, it's season, so I imagine they'll do it like once a year. The problem is they kind of did it in between the New Year's and the holiday season.
So it could be maybe this month, next
could
month.
be starting.
Yeah.
I don't know. We just have to Google it. But
Look it up.
yeah, I like a lot of those characters. Those 3 characters are the ones I know.
Yeah.
Would love to see more of them.
Now, when they were fighting the evil versions, or what'd they call them? Gamma babies? What
Bang
babies?
babies.
Bang babies.
Yeah.
Which is kind of hilarious name.
I mean, that's what they did in the show.
Yeah. The ones that were starting to turn evil.
Or got
for
paid,
money.
offered
Got
money
paid.
from the government. Yeah.
The glowing dude
Yeah.
triggered a memory. Like, I was like, oh, he looks, and the girl being a ghost kind of thing. Like, those
Girl
two.
being ghost looked familiar. The guy with the glowing thing kind of reminded me of, what's the guy from Teen Titans early on? And he's like, big mud dude.
Oh,
and
the
breaks
Clay
in the
Man.
prison. Yeah.
Clay.
I don't think it was Clayface though, was it?
He wasn't on the team though, was he?
No.
Oh, yeah, I think it was just Clayface.
I never remember them calling him Clayface. I don't know. It could be.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking. Maybe that's.
But it is like a big mud dude. But he's
Yeah.
like a giant.
It's kind of got that same form.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it probably made me think of.
Okay.
But yeah. Yeah, we can go ahead and really enjoyed it. Obviously, I hope they keep going. But we can get to our shit list now, and then we have one more episode for the night. So
Woohoo! You want me to run it first this time?
yeah, if you want to.
So again, another today announcement. As of November the 20th, Disney has changed CEOs today. Have just released Bob Chapek and have re-signed Bob Iger to a 2-year
Bob Iger
deal.
came back.
He came back.
Oh.
They just signed him to a 2-year deal.
Mm-hmm.
Or I guess a 2-year contract, not a deal. I'm thinking like football. But a 2-year contract to oust Chapek. And the biggest complaint is Chapek. Every year you have to raise your prices in October. I mean, that's kind of the new fiscal year. The way fiscal years run, they run October to October.
Yeah.
And like every year in October, you usually get your food and beverages. You're just an annual few percent increases. Well, Chapek decided to 10% increase all food and beverages, all merchandise, all tickets, all annual passes, everything, mainly for Disney World. He made this big push that Disney World is to double down on prices, increasing everything. And now daily passes, instead of every day of the year being the same price for a ticket to get in the park, it's now going to be weighted on how much popularity that day is. So if you want to go in Christmas Day, it might be $250 to get in, where May the 12th is $120.
I mean, I have an aunt who lives 45 minutes from Orlando, and she swears up and down you don't go on the weekends, you don't go on any major holidays or anything like that. It's like you literally, when their family wanted to go, they took a week off of school to go.
Wow.
And so I just always assumed it was already like that. But maybe that was just a crowd thing. I don't know.
That was just didn't want to be around crowds. But now they're actually going to be charging for those crowd days, weekends, day,
I understand how you could be upset about that. I'm never really cared to go.
Oh, right.
I was never got taken as a kid, and I don't see the whole Disney. I'm sitting across the table from one, but the whole Disney adult thing.
I'm definitely not a Disney adult.
Kind of weirds me out.
I'm
the
not
people
that,
who go for their honeymoons definitely weird me the fuck out.
Oh yeah, I'm not we're not that kind of thing. This is the only.
But y'all told
this is
me
the third time that I've ever been.
But second time since y'all been married.
Yeah, We went like the middle of COVID, like April of 21 of COVID, and it was just like.
And beginning of 23, you're back.
Yeah, it's 2 years.
Yeah, I mean,
dude,
at one point y'all
member,
literally told me, it was like, your wife told me, it was like, yeah, we want to try to go every other year.
There's family members in my wife's family that go 4 to 5 times a year.
And yeah, that's weird.
That's weird. Like, I do agree. Like, that's too much.
Yeah.
Like, it's way too much to be going.
Yeah. And I remind you, y'all subscribed to a adult Disney YouTube channel.
Oh, yeah. That was fun to watch, though.
Is it?
Yeah.
Y'all, I was forced to watch some of those videos.
No, you weren't.
I was here waiting for you to get done reading.
You weren't forced to. You could have gone anywhere else.
Oh, either way. Watching.
But there's apparently been a hiring freeze for the first time in 50 years at Disney World. Disney is not making money, apparently. They just recorded their first year of actual loss of gross income.
Is their attendance down?
Well, that's the question. Like, that's what everybody, everybody in the higher ups are like. They've had record number of attendance this year, and they're losing money.
Have people
and they're in a hiring freeze, and
I'm about to say, have people figured out the? I mean, I don't watch all the Disney adult shit, but I assume people have figured out how to get through it the cheapest now.
Oh, of course.
I know there are like travel guides. It's literally like the only place that still needs travel. Back in the day, what's they call them? Travel
guides.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like the people who book your trips for you and stuff like that. And it's literally like, that's the only place that still needs those.
Yeah. I mean, like, take your food in. Like, there's videos
travel
how
agent,
to
that's what I was saying.
travel. Yeah. There's ways to spend less than $20 a day on food in the parks.
Yeah.
So I could imagine, like, people are finally wised up to that. Like, oh, wow, we're paying a shit ton to get here.
Yeah.
Gas prices are hell. Airplane tickets are hell. Hotels are hell.
Mm-hmm.
We're in the park. Now let's try to spend the least amount of money.
Yeah.
But it's the biggest thing is, like, there's no major upgrades going to the parks. There's no major upgrades going to any, like, Disney. Like, he's the CEO of Disney, not just of Disney World.
Yeah.
And Disney is still recording losses.
I mean,
on everything. That means TV shows, movies, parks.
Well, that's the thing. That's
merchandise.
As
everything.
Far as like,
I mean, everything has to run through him.
As far as the entertainment goes, a lot of streaming services are not just Disney Plus, but like Netflix and a lot of other places are. You saw HBO Max was kind of purging their shit.
Yeah.
It's like a lot of those streaming services are. It used to be make as much content as possible because we have to build up a solid library.
Yep.
Now it's like, okay, are we making money with that? And most of the time, most of these streaming services are not making money.
Apparently not. Yeah. So somehow, but this guy, Bob Chapek, he's only been there for 2 years. No one's really liked him since he's been there. Bob Iger was there for almost 15 years before and literally said, I need to step away. I'm done. And they're like, please come back.
Yeah.
So big news in the Disney world. Could affect some stuff. Probably nothing in the near future that will be immediately affected. Movies, TV, anything like that. But wow, what a shit show.
Hopefully he'll start holding Marvel to a better standard.
I don't know what the CEO was. What's CEO? Chief Economic Officer? Chief.
I know it's like the head motherfucker in charge.
Right. I mean, he's the boss.
No, because CFO is Chief Financial Officer.
Yeah.
COO is Chief. Yeah, I think that's it.
Chief Executive Officer.
Yeah, and then COO is Operating. Yeah, Officer. But yeah, no, Disney people are weird.
Shit. Sounds about just as wild as Warner Brothers and shit's going on right now.
No, I'm talking about people that spend all their money on Disney.
Oh. As we've literally bought how many comics that are in books of the world?
I'm reading. I'm an educated man.
Sure.
Yeah.
Go ahead. What's your shit list?
I kind of have two.
Oh,
let me finish my list.
Oh, Jesus, more fucking digs. Go ahead.
One of my nieces, and then is about to go for like the 4th time. She's like 7, and my other niece and nephew just went for their like second time, and they're like 5 and 6 or something like that. And now, I guess my stepmom is kind of feeling left out, and she's talking to my dad about like maybe doing a family trip down there. And they asked me like, "Would you want to go?" And I was like, "No, I literally want to go down there, do one day, go see the Star Wars stuff.
That'll take you like 3 hours.
Yeah, so if they add Marvel stuff to the one in Florida, then
all right. So there's apparently at Universal, in Florida, they have a Marvel Boulevard.
Yeah.
At Universal Studios. Apparently
there's this related to Disney.
There's apparently this old back alley contract that was written that Universal had some rights, sort of rights to Marvel characters.
Yeah.
Or I know some
movie they had the whole.
There was some old back alley contract that when they built Universal, in the contract it said Disney is not allowed to put any Marvel characters in Disney World on property. At the time, Guardians wasn't in that contract, so they were able to put a Guardians ride.
Yeah.
But that's why there's no Avengers Campus or any Iron Man, anything like that in Florida, because of some back alley contract that Universal will not break. Because they're like, screw it, we get to have our Universal and we get to throw some Marvel shit in there.
No, I'd literally go for the Star Wars, I guess.
So you'll never
Guardians of the Galaxy.
To your point, you'll never get Avengers in Disney World until the contract's broken.
Well, I guess I can swing by Universal and go Diagon Alley too.
Oh, dude.
So that's literally like 2 days, and they're wanting to go for like a 3-day weekend.
We're going for 6.
Jesus Christ. No. I can't go to the beach for more than 3 days.
You don't even like the beach. Like,
I can't handle doing the same thing 3 days in a row.
Dude, I've literally gone to a beach for 6 days.
And just sat on the beach.
Sat on the beach. And
for 8 hours.
Yeah.
Every day. No, fuck that.
Yeah. Drink.
Day 3, I'm like, let's go see a fucking movie.
Yeah, I've drank, watched like shit on my phone, read.
No.
Play in the water. No. Black out on the beach.
No. I mean, when I first started drinking, and that made the beach a lot better than when it used to be with my parents. But no, even then I was like, all right, like, let's go fucking to the mall or something.
Damn.
And I can't believe that someone would be like, let's go stand in that crowded ass park and that fucking heat 6 days in a row.
Well, at least it won't be hot when we go though, but
I'm pretty damn close to the bottom of Florida.
Yeah, it still ain't gonna be cool, but
at
least it won't be Death Valley.
I don't know. But my shit list. Do a quick one. Fucking Pokemon releasing a game that's you literally put it out on one system, and you can't even optimize it for the Switch. It's all glitchy and shit. That's fucked up. But I'm a fucking
diehard
peasant
dumbass
and idiot, and
Pokemon
you have me hooked.
Man.
And I'm gonna buy every main series game, whether it works or fucking not, or whether I'm still enjoying the way you're making the games, or whether I think your Pokemon designs are good. And why can't you give me a goddamn tiger Pokemon? So you just give us house cats and stand them up and don't even let them stay on all fours. But yeah,
and you sat here and criticized me about Disney.
I'm not spending.
What? Oh, come on.
I know how much y'all's Disney trip. I'm not going to say it out loud.
I know how much you've spent on Pokemon.
But that's over the course of a year, not 6 days. And sure, yes, y'all have a payment system, but still.
Yeah. I would imagine that.
I would say
our breakdowns in the last 2 years compared to our trip and how much you spent on Pokemon is pretty fucking comparable.
It's hard to stay competitive in a TCG without
there
buying
you
cards.
Go. That's the words I wanted to hear.
And it's maybe a fourth of what y'all's Disney trip cost. You just happen to be splitting it with your sister and her fiance. So it's literally double what I spend in a whole year of Pokemon.
No, what we paid, half is comparable.
Half of 5?
Yeah.
Okay, that's 2 years of my Pokemon addiction.
That's 2 years that we've been planning this trip.
Okay, well, there you go.
It's like I said, it's comparable. Continue. You're trying so hard to come back with a rebuttal.
But yeah, that was shit list number 1. Fucking make a good. You literally put it on one system. Make it fucking work for that system.
That to me is absolutely insanity. To even like, yes, you're gonna have your diehards like you that are gonna buy the game regardless. But
also,
like me, like
I stood in line at a midnight release for both of these games. You know what I didn't see there? Obviously, it's midnight release, so there's an argument there.
Kids.
I didn't see fucking kids. I saw a bunch of people 20 and up.
So they absolutely understand when games are failing.
Yeah, and they're making their own fucking money and spending, obviously, a lot of it on Pokemon. I had a point. Because I was originally planning on talking about Andor, but we went on a tangent on cartoons this episode. But I was going to bring up Andor because we've talked about it before. You with Star Wars, me with Pokemon. Sometimes it's blaringly obvious that they make this shit for kids.
Yeah.
And Pokemon is way worse than Star Wars.
Oh, guaranteed. Yeah, guaranteed.
And it just makes me so mad when I see something like Andor, which is not like, it's not like the HBO of Star Wars with all that, but it's definitely an adult show or like an adult or a show that meant for adults and stuff.
It's definitely meant for your 18 plus year old Star Wars fans.
There are mature themes in there, and it's just like, why can't I get shit like that from Pokemon?
I can see that. I mean,
like literally anything.
Because
like,
Pokemon now is what, 27, 28 years old?
Yeah, somewhere in there.
So you're talking about if you were 10 when you even understood what the
you're almost
first
40.
game is, you're almost 40.
And those people are still showing up and buying
your kids.
Yeah.
So why not age it up a little bit?
Yeah.
Like just age it up to a teen level.
Why not give me an option in the game to play as a 10-year-old like they all do? Or a fucking 20-year-old.
Or play on death mode.
Or just let my character look 20.
Yeah.
That'd be fucking nice.
I can definitely
give me a beard option for my character.
Like, out of all the games and stuff, like you can see kind of a progression of like older games. It's like they've matured with their audience.
Yeah.
Not to like,
the two most recent God of War
R-rated level, but
the two most recent God of War games,
moving it to like, okay, let's move it up a notch to teen level or to young adult level. Like, let's give it a little bit more depth.
The two most recent God of War video games
are
all about having Kratos becoming a father.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I wonder who that pandered to.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's just no.
But like you're saying, I mean, you stood there in a midnight release with adults
with like almost 100 people.
Really?
At one GameStop.
That is wild. I've actually I have not seen a midnight release like that in a long time.
It used Call of Duty back in the day.
That's what I'm saying.
NCAA football.
That's what I'm saying.
Back
a long
in the day.
time. Yeah.
They went and you know how it used to be like Group A, Group B, and Group C.
Yeah.
Now they legit put your number on the ticket.
So
and
so
someone
you're not just like Group A and like the dude that got there last in Group A can get first now. Yeah.
No, it was like, I swear to God, someone said I'm number 75. Yeah.
Wow. I know that's not a lot compared to what it used to be.
But that's one GameStop.
That is wild.
Imagine most GameStops in the country are like that.
But, I mean, you're talking about grown adult, old enough people that are making their own money, they're going to spend money on this game.
Yeah.
That understand what a failed game looks like.
Oh, yeah.
So, the
we
second
just
they
came
plug
off the
it
back
in,
of Cyberpunk.
So they plug it into their console and they sit there and go.
Frame rates are dropping like a motherfucker.
And so you're sitting there, you're like, wow, I just spent X dollars on this and this is shit.
Oh, and we're going to make a double pack and not even give a 10% discount. So I get the double pack.
Full priced up for
$120 for a double pack. The individual games are $60.
Why would you not just knock off?
Like,
why not just knock
$5?
Off $20?
Yeah.
Like just making $100, 2-pack, $100.
Yeah.
You would sell way more that way.
Yeah.
People are crazy for a $20 deal.
Yeah.
Still spending $100.
I would have been cool, $5 off. Let's go.
That's insanity.
Yeah. I mean, I literally just paid $90 for a copy of Pokemon Platinum because I'm trying to get all the main series games,
Right.
and I never. I think it's Black and White, and then Black 2, White 2, and then Platinum are like some of the best stories out of all the Pokemon games.
Yeah.
And didn't play any of those, and so I'm like, I'm going back and playing those. Paid $90 for a loose copy of Pokemon Platinum.
What do you mean a loose copy?
It didn't come in the box. It's just a little card.
Literally the cartridge.
Yeah. And so it's just like, I will spend money on good Pokemon shit.
Right.
And apparently I'll spend money on bad Pokemon shit. It's just like, please, can give something, like, let me write a fucking game. I don't know.
It's getting, like, and then you have Cyberpunk that fails. I've heard reports that the Call of Duty is buggy and lagging out.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's like these big groups are like, oh, we'll just pump a game out real quick.
Yeah.
We'll fix it in like a season update where we'll give you like 5 more characters and charge you $20 for it.
Yeah.
And we'll throw a patch in there to make you happy.
Yeah.
Like, which is kind of what I'm worried about with the NCAA football that's coming out next year. Are we
I
going
don't think
to
they can fuck that up.
Are we going to get a good game? Or are we going to get a throw it to them, make them satisfied, and we'll fix it later? Or never fix it and just literally just throw a bone to them.
It is EA, so. I say that, but they also made one of my favorite games in Jedi Fallen Order, so. But I'll get to my second shit list now. So around UFC like 100 is when me and one of my friends from high school got really into UFC. My favorite fighter was Anderson Silva.
Yeah.
I mean, pound for pound, one of the best fighters ever. He could completely embarrass you standing up, and then like people were so worried about his stand-up game that they'd forget, oh, he could submit you in like 2 minutes too. Right. And I mean, like, he used to go in there and just play with people. And I don't think he's my favorite fighter anymore, because this motherfucker fought Jake Paul in a boxing match. He's 50 years old.
Anderson
fighting a
25, 6.
Yeah, something
he's
like
young,
that.
He's not 30.
Yeah, no, he's younger than us. And
Jake Paul's the younger brother.
Yes. Logan Paul's the older.
Logan's the older, the one that...
I think Logan's like a year younger than us, maybe.
That actually, like, he caused all the problems, right?
I think they both have had their fair share.
Oh, okay. All right, go ahead, sorry.
They're both kind of assholes, and now they live in, like, some tropical country to avoid taxes.
Of course.
And I'll give Logan credit. I mean, he has definitely been careful about who he fights.
Of course.
But he's also showing up. He's also training and showing up to all these.
Jake or Logan?
Jake.
Jake, the young.
Yeah.
Okay.
But he's also training and showing up to all these celebrity boxing matches. Like you said, he fought a 50-year-old Anderson Silva who apparently still needed money.
In boxing.
Yeah.
So that takes out Anderson Silva's takedown, kicking, all that shit.
Yeah. But it's like, you can't be like one of the greatest fighters. I mean, he was literally in the argument of greatest fighter ever. And I understand you're old. I understand that kid's young. But the fact that you lost to Jake Paul in a boxing match.
Like straight up lost, or?
I think it went to decision, but he got knocked down.
Jake Paul.
Yeah. Is undefeated.
Knocked Anderson Silva down.
Yeah. Like Jake recognized. I think it was like Anderson Silva threw some type of punch, and Jake actually recognized it and then like caught him with one. But like knocked him down like the 13th or something. I don't know how many rounds they go. I think they did 12.
Well, the exhibition match, isn't it like 10?
I don't independent.
Like
they literally change it.
Full out, it's 15.
I think so.
5 minutes.
Yeah, I think they did 12. I think he got knocked down in the 11th. But I was just like, you lost a decision to fucking Jake Paul.
Like, how hurt for money are you? Or is it a pride thing? Like, you're getting called out by this 20-year-old and you want to be...
It's definitely a money thing, because boxers already make more money than UFC.
Of course.
But the thing is like, UFC is a better league because they won't let, like, the fighters push them around and be like, oh, I'm not fighting them,
yeah,
blah, blah, blah.
really do that shit.
They like,
bad.
Especially if they're like teammates or in the same camp.
Yeah.
No, it's like, if you're the best fight, you're going to have to fight each other.
Yeah.
And that's just something they deal with. And that's why it's a better league. And then you get to boxing, they make way more money.
Oh, yeah.
And then you add in the fact that it's...
Mayweather, like,
Oh yeah,
each match each match he goes to, he gets $10 million before the fight starts.
Yeah, no, it's like he has a ridiculous just show up price.
Yeah, it's like $10 million to show up, and then they give him like 20% of the ticket, he gets like percentages on everything else in the arena.
Yeah, and the fact that these guys got famous on the internet.
10 mil maybe lowballing.
Yeah,
Mayweather. But
and I mean the Paul brothers. I mean, I hate to give them credit, but yeah, they're doing it.
You got to give them credit for being what they like. Yeah,
everybody
doing what they are.
They were annoying internet guys.
Oh yeah,
and then took boxing legitimately serious, and then realized, hey, a lot of people want to see us get the fuck knocked out. But the longer we stay undefeated, which is why we pick these certain guys who we actually stand a chance to beat. And it's like the longer we stay undefeated, the more we're just gonna rake it. And
which I've kind of noticed.
The one that really hurt though is Logan Paul has signed a deal with WWE. He does like 3 matches a year or something like that. He's actually fucking good.
Oh really?
He's been training.
He's a good actor. The acting of
they also
actually have to train to.
They also have like Shawn Michaels, who is considered one of the greatest professional wrestlers ever, training him personally. So but yeah, he's like wrestled 2 matches.
You do have to even if you hate him, you gotta give him credit for what they've done.
But it's like I don't watch WWE, but the fact that Logan Paul can get out there and is actually pretty decent, and just annoys the shit out of me.
But have you noticed this whole YouTube resurgence of boxing, all of a sudden YouTube boxing has become
they're growing boxing more than actual boxers are.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
No.
I would say in the late 90s, early thousands, boxing was probably at its ultimate peak.
It used to just be boxing.
After Tyson and Mayweather, it was just it
used to be boxing and baseball were the two because people didn't have shit to do.
No.
So I don't know. But no. Anderson Silva, dude, come on. I can't. I've ripped you for so long. Now I'm just.
That one's hard.
Now I'm a George St. Pierre guy, so
that one's hard to not say yeah, you're 50, yeah, you're fighting a 20-year-old, but dude,
come on now.
You've still got to have some modicum of power to just fucking.
You were literally considered the greatest striker of your time, so I don't know, but yeah,
we still got one more to do, man. So
yeah, all right. Next week, Scott Pilgrim.
That's right. You get to finally finish up Scott
Volume 6, and then we have a special episode coming out on Thursday. Davis finally watched the movie.
Woohoo!
Didn't like it to my standard, but
I didn't like it to hit standards. But
I also love that movie with a passion. So we will see y'all next week.
Bye.